What's going on, guys? Lively Podcast, episode 11. It's good to be back. Well, I don't know if it is. I've just started. We'll see how it goes in the next 30 minutes. Yeah, I've had another wee break. I started working a new job and it's night shift. And I thought I'd boss the shit. I thought it wouldn't really bother me. I'm quite a night owl anyway. But yeah, it just takes some getting used to. And since I've started, like, the weather's been beautiful and it's been lockdown and you're trying to sleep during the day and like the heat and the kids screaming and people just out in their gardens, and it's been a fucking nightmare. So I've just not been bothered to, oh, I'll sit down and talk shit for half an hour to absolutely no one. I mean, people might be listening, but there's no one here right now. Um, so yeah, working away. I was trying to get back into training, like using the whole fucking quarantine thing to, focus on training and shit. So I started conditioning again. Like, everyone's posting these videos of like home workouts and all this kind of shit. I've never been at a gym in my life. Like, every workout I've ever done has been a home workout. I've got a pull-up bar and push-up grips, and that's it. That's all you need. Find somewhere in your house, like across fucking, like, I use the arms of my chair, and then I've got like a table over there, and I put my feet on that, and I do dips, do push ups, do squats, do pull ups, chin ups, and that's it. That's all you really need. So I was trying to maintain that, but I was really trying to stretch. I was trying to put a lot of focus in stretching. And one of the things that, before I even, no, I'd started working out before this, and I was like trying to I was trying to motivate myself and keep the momentum going. This is some of the nicest weed I've smoked in a very long time, by the way. This is some train wreck shit. I got it a couple of nights ago and I fired up the first one, and I'm quite cavalier with a divvy, I smoke weed quite a lot. And I hit it up, and 10 minutes later I went to roll my next one. I was like, whoa, don't need another one right now, and that ain't me. Do you know what I mean? I keep smoking until something runs out, but yeah, this is really introspective weed, as in you're looking at yourself like, I need to stop smoking this shit. It's good though. So yeah, I was trying to keep the motivation going, and whenever I'm working out, I always put on like motivational speeches on YouTube, and just like The Rock and fucking different people talking about like, you can do it, and this kind of shit. And one of the guys that kept popping up was David Goggins, an ex Navy SEAL, and I know he'd been on Rogan. Excuse me. So while I was in work, the first like few shifts I was just listening to music, and I thought, fuck it, I can listen to podcasts and it might make the time go quicker. So I started listening to like different Rogans, and I listened to two episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience with David Goggins, and this dude is a motivational motherfucker. He really is. And I won't go too much into that. You can go and watch him yourself. I've only got half an hour on this thing, but yeah, just the way he puts stuff and what he makes you think about. Like, I mean, most 90% of people are pussies compared to this guy, but the with what he says, he makes you look at what you're doing. And there's places where you think like you gave it everything when you really didn't, and you don't even know what everything is. You've never really pushed yourself to see what everything is. You gave 100%. Well, that's what they say. If you gave 100%, you die, but you can give 99.999%. And most people give something 40%. And they're like, oh well, try my best, but it just didn't work out. It's just not for me. And they just say that to like make themselves feel better. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a real eye opener. So I started thinking, right, that's it. I'm 33 years old now, and I'm gonna start pushing my training. I'm really gonna start like going after it. And one of the things is, like, I'm in all right shape. Like, I look good, and obviously I train parkour and I can do some fucking shit like backflips and run up stuff really quick and climb and all this kind of shit. So I'm fit, but I'm not healthy. Like, I smoke and my diet is fucking outrageous at times. And like I've got I've had this for a while, but I've just not like been able to pull the trigger on it yet. I've got a, like ambassador for a sports brand thing lined up, and like anyone can basically do it. Do you know what I mean? But it would make it bring a bit more solidity to my training and shit, and I can also like offer you discounts on the brand, and it's a really great brand. Like they don't use any plastic in their packaging. They're environmentally conscious, and this is the thing. It's not individuals that are going to stop climate change or fucking make a difference. Like, and I know people will say, well, if every individual, it makes it whole. But it's companies that needs to change. It's the companies that are blasting out fucking shit from their factories and incredible amounts of waste and all that kind of stuff. And this company that I'm hopefully going to start working with, like they seem to have taken the initiative to do this. So that's the thing. I can't really be an ambassador for a sports brand and not, you know, walk the talk, if you know what I mean. And like there's times when I've got into training, like consistent, like just working out, like just conditioning, and I start getting into it a bit, but like I don't unless something completely interests me, I tend to just not know fuck all about it. Like I don't know much about cars because like I don't drive a car and I don't really have any interest in driving, and that's because I crashed a car when I was 15 and it was kind of bad, and I just thought, no, that's not for me. And like I'm into bikes and like I ride bikes, and I'm starting to get better with knowing different shit about them. But like in terms of working out and shit, I don't know what all my muscles are called. I don't know like delts and lats and fucking all this kind of shit. Like I just don't care. I just know like nothing really. But I need to start getting into that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, so all this comes around to last maybe 3.5, 4 weeks. I've been in this training mindset. I've been trying to drink water. I'm still drinking these, but I'm trying to like dilute it with water. I'm trying to drink 8 liters of water a day. Um, but that's the thing. It's the fizz that I miss, especially if I'm high. Um, I like a nice cold fizzy juice as opposed to water, but I'm training myself to like water. So I was trying to eat a bit cleaner, which is just a joke for me. Like I don't eat veg or any of that kind of shit. I don't really like any of it. I'm just a really weird fussy eater. But it works for me, but it's just when you try and do like for me to improve myself, I'll need to improve my diet. Like it just goes hand in hand with it. If I want to maintain what I am now, then I can maintain my diet and just eat the shit I like. But in order to make a change, I need to make a change. So yeah, that was going good, and I was pushing myself a little bit with the free running. Like I was trying to focus on tricking because it's just something that I find it really hard to twist for some reason. Like when you're doing twists and like corks and that kind of stuff in free run, you want to have like a good straight core and your legs straight so you turn faster. But I've got this like just ingrained tendency that when I jump up into something I want to tuck, which kills my rotation because I'm going like a big instead of like a nice fin. That made no sense there, other than to me. But yeah, so I was trying to focus on that, and then like this week I went out on Wednesday, done more kind of parkour training, and then tricking at the end. And the tricking was all right, but it's at the point now that see, this is the thing with my free running, right? And especially lately, um, I'll go out and I'll train for regularly for a bit, and then I'll stop for some reason. Either work will get in the way for a bit, or I'll get injured, or I'll just lose interest for a bit, or fucking something will happen, or whatever. And then when I restart it, it's like I need to go back and start from square one again, and I forgot how to do the shit that I could do before because it's like muscle memory you build up and that kind of stuff. And the more you don't use that, it goes away. So you might be mentally like, oh yeah, just do this. And your body's like, hold up a minute, we ain't done this in a while. Let's get to grips with this again. So I went out on Wednesday and I was trying some tricking shit, but I wasn't like I was landing some stuff and I was happy with it, and then there was stuff that I've done in a gym that I just couldn't do outside again. But again, it's been a while and I wasn't training consistently, So all this has been in my mind, right? Training, wanting to become healthier, wanting to be a better example for both myself and for others. Because when I do work out, when I do focus on it, like my body just takes muscle really well. Like I'm always in shape no matter what. Like I can not train for months and I still maintain like a six pack and all this kind of shit, which is just purely down to metabolism, I believe. But also maybe a little bit of mind over matter. And yeah, so but when I do train, I do get like pumped and ripped and fucking shredded, and I look better and I feel better and I feel stronger and faster and more agile and that kind of shit. But as I've said a few times in this podcast, I'm lazy as fuck. But that's with this ambassador thing. That's then like I'm not just training for me. You know, I'm training to maintain a business relationship in a lot of respects. Yeah, so went out training Wednesday. I've been focusing a lot on stretching. Thursday, I just done my conditioning, like just my um, circuit training in the house. Focused on the stretching again. And my back was a wee bit twingy after that because I've started going out walks at sunset, and I seen it in one of these motivational videos. It was this businesswoman, and she said that when she had nothing, her and her fiance, I think it was, they used to go out walks in the city when they were like trying to launch their business, and they were up against it, and you know they were like floating fucking ducks, sitting ducks, or I don't know. They weren't successful basically, and they would go out and they would walk around and they would say out loud everything that they were grateful for, but they would also mix in stuff that they wanted to happen. So like right now, you know, I'm grateful for this chair. It's comfy. It's a recliner. It's good. I'm grateful for this tripod. I'm grateful for the camera. Grateful for the laptop. Grateful for my clothes, my boxers, my socks. I'm grateful for my own apartment, city centre apartment, which I don't actually have, but I will be grateful for. I'm grateful for my own movies going into production, which hasn't happened, but it will. You know, and you just mix in the things that you are grateful for right now and the things that you will be grateful for, and the more you develop an attitude of gratitude, the more things will come into your life that you can be grateful for. That's the theory behind it anyway. But even if it doesn't work like that, you know, it's not a fucking, oh, you just say fucking, oh, I'm grateful for this, and then it comes. Even just analysing the things that you're already grateful for, it makes you happier anyway. So I actually spoke to my mate about this, how I'll start talking about something and then it branches off, and sometimes I'm good at coming back to the original like thread of conversation, but sometimes it gets away from me. But so Thursday night, yeah, trained, and then I went out for my gratitude walk, and I've been trying to do it at sunset because I'm grateful for the sunset as well, and we've been getting really great weather lately. The sunsets have been beautiful, and that's like if you are ever feeling down, you know, if your mood's a wee bit fucking down, if you're feeling a bit depressed or whatever, just do that. And I know a lot of times when you are going through like depression and that kind of stuff, the last thing you want to do is leave your house. You know, you just want to be cocooned. You don't want to get ready. You don't want to get dressed. You put brush through your hair and actually leave the house. You might encounter other, pardon me, you might encounter other people and that kind of shit. But if you can just force yourself to do it and just go and find a quiet spot and just look at a beautiful sunset, you know what I mean? It might not work. I'm maybe spouting bullshit, but it works every time for me to just go and, you know, see the entire sky lit up. And it's a one-off thing, you know what I mean? We have sunsets every night, but the way the clouds are, the way the light hits, the colours and all that kind of shit, it's unique each and every time. So yeah, just go out and enjoy it. So I went out my sunset gratitude walk Thursday, and my back felt a wee bit tight, like just a wee bit. Oh, maybe I've overstretched it. Woke up Friday morning, couldn't move. Went to sit up, couldn't do it. It feels like there's a chunk in my lower back missing. Like, see, whatever machinery allows it to go back and that kind of shit, it's just gone. And this stems, like, I originally injured it years ago. We were training in Glasgow, me and the team, and it was like an old incarnation of the team. And we were training at a bowling green because it had really good grass. And I'd been doing loads of shit. I was well warmed up, and I think I was going to do a side flip. And a lot of times when I'm standing or about to do something, I'll jump to psych myself up, like just like little hops, like maybe an inch off the ground. And I jumped, and when I landed, it felt like the muscles in my back sit like that. And when I jumped and landed, it felt like something in the right hand side of my back dropped down. Like it was, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I don't know that much about biology or my muscular structure or any of that kind of shit. But say that's the muscles that support your back at the bottom, and they're nice and symmetrical, and they turn. I don't know. That might be a good representation. But I just jumped, and when I landed, something in my back on the right side, which would be this side for you, but this side for me, just dropped. And it was fucking agony, and it completely restricted my mobility. I went down to like maybe fucking 10% mobility in my back. It was sore, it was fucking agony. So I just basically stopped. Like, this was years ago, I was still young and spry and fucking flexible and agile. And I just basically, like, didn't do anything to heal it or to stretch it out or didn't do any maintenance on it. Just when it stopped hurting, I went back out training again. So ever since then, it gives me jip. Gives me jip. There's a Scottish sentence from you. It gives me problems like now and again. But in January 2019, I was out training and I was talking to a bunch of kids. And again, I'd been doing loads of fucking different shit and I was well warmed up. And then one of them went, "Can you do a backflip?" I was like, "Yeah." Done a backflip. And when I landed, I think I held the tuck for just a split second too long. And when I landed like basically upright. And when I've done that, it just shocked my spine. So like the bottom of it, it just went, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, this is a new type of pain. And that's what it was. It was a whole new realm of fucking human agony for me. And so that, like, I started walking like like a duck, like just waddling along. And then over the next couple of days, that night, in fact, it started going into spasms. And when these spasms would happen, it was as if I was getting like stretched from the spine, like something was grabbing my spine, stretching it, and then zapping electricity straight into it, and it was gone and it was so fucking painful. And like I was lying in bed, like, right, so that's my free running career fucked. It's like it's maybe 50-50 if I'm actually going to walk again. This is like life fucking threatening stuff. And I started 2019. I mean, I hadn't long moved back here from like Northern Ireland, so still going through like the whole fucking breakup and all that kind of shit. And then I get this injury where I thought it was game over, boys and girls. I thought that was it all gone. And then just over time, it started feeling better. I started, going out and training, but I ended up like over last summer, more in the gym though. I ended up crushing it, like doing shit I'd never done before, trying stuff I'd never tried before, landing shit that I'd been trying for years to land. And like last summer was probably the best summer I've had yet for free running, but it still didn't take my conditioning and my stretching and my recovery serious enough. I was just going out and bossing it for a session and then like just being fucked up for the next couple of days and shit. And again, it's just due to pure fucking laziness. I ain't going to sit here and be like, "Oh well, it's not in my genetics to be able to do that," or "Oh well, he's obviously got fast twitch muscle fibers and that's why he can do that." No, it's I'm perfectly healthy. Do you know what I mean? Well, not fucking right now, but anything that any other free runner can do, I can do as well, as long as I train enough to do it. It's that fucking simple. Um, so yeah, woke up Friday morning and couldn't move, and just like I can't stand straight, and it's not even. I mean, it's sore now because like I done some stupid things, but I can't stand up straight, and it feels like I've never been able to stand up straight. It feels like this is just something my back has never been able to do. And I've been trying to stretch it out in that, but that's when I try and stretch it out, it starts to get really sore. And this job that I've just started, it's stacking shelves basically. So you're fucking constantly up and down and holding shit. And I was meant to be on Friday. No, I was meant to be on Saturday. So Friday I was fucked. Saturday it was about the same, but I really tried to like warm it up and stretch it out. And oh, no, that was yesterday. Yeah, so I tried to stretch it out. It maybe felt a little bit better, but I hadn't really left the house. And the place that I work, it's like just over a mile up the road, and it's basically a straight road. So I thought, fuck it. I usually get a run up, but the car wasn't here, so I thought, right, I'll just walk up, and hopefully that will like warm it up a bit and stretch it out. But no, the fucking opposite happened because I couldn't. Like, I mean, it's comfortable if I'm hunched over, like, see when I'm walking around, but I couldn't walk like that outside because I look like I'm fucking Quasimodo or some shit. So I was trying to walk with a bit of a straightened back, but in order to do that, like my spine, it just feels like there's a bit missing. So I had to use the muscles in my lower back to like pull my back and hold it there. And then that was putting incredibly weird strain on like my thighs and shit, and it was making me walk weird. And then as I was walking, if my feet weren't hitting the ground perfectly like aligned with my spine and that kind of shit, it was jerking it and it was making it sore. So it started off like I was alright maybe like to the end of the road, and then it started getting a bit sore, and then like I stepped off a curb and I was just slightly off fucking balance and that jerked it and shit. So by the time I got halfway, I was in pain, like real bad fucking pain. And I thought, like, I didn't have credit on my phone, and I was like, I'm over halfway now, and I can't go back and phone because it would be like just before my shift was. But this was me on the way to start my shift anyway. There wasn't time for fucking anything. But I was like, ah, right, fuck it. I'll just soldier on. I'll just keep going. And I got there, and a couple of them were standing outside smoking, and I've just walked off and I was like, yo, I ain't working tonight. And I was ruined. I was just fucked. And I sat down for a minute and I was like, ah, right, I'm just gonna shuffle on back because I was trying to hustle a wee bit. Like I'd left myself adequate time to get up there if I was normal, but this was cutting my speed down to like a third of what it usually is. And then there was times like I'd jolt my back and I'd have to stop for a second, just be like, whoa, right, okay, let's go. And that was adding another time. So I got up there and it's just like, yep, I ain't working. Came back down. It was a bit better yesterday. I ended up having like a bath with fucking Epsom salt and Himalayan salt and Radox muscle therapy shit. I was doing like the Wim Hof method and trying to just focus it on healing my back. I've got fucking orgonite pyramids and shit. I'm just trying to do everything I possibly can to fucking feel better. But it marks a definite change in my approach to life from here on out. And this being the Life Elite podcast, this is the best place to fucking talk about it. Like, I need to start making changes, man. Like, when I was out training Wednesday, although I was doing all right shit, like, I was trying to. Initially, there was two railings, and I thought, I'll jump between them. And then that took me a couple of tries. And then when I jumped from the first railing to the second one, I seen a wall and I thought, I could maybe jump to that. So took me a couple of tries. And I was fucking exhausted in between them. And it's because I smoke. Like, I smoke weed and I smoke snout as well, like, constantly. I'm aware of the irony of doing that at that time. But yeah, I've smoked since I was 13 and I'm now 33. And this was on my mind at my birthday and all that kind of shit. And I think it's just time to stop it. Just see what it's like to be fit and healthy for a while. Like I've smoked the whole time I've trained free running. I've smoked my whole adult life. Like let's see what it's like to actually be able to take a nice deep breath, you know what I mean, and not get exhausted. Like even with the amount of meditation that I do and like breathing techniques and all this kind of stuff, imagine like I get great benefit from that as it is, but imagine if I could do that with actual clean, healthy lungs, So quitting smoking, getting off the good old bull sperm juice there, and drinking more water and training. But I think I'm gonna have to take a break from parkour for like a month or two and just really focus on conditioning and stretching and getting my my body just fucking bulletproof. Because like although I've had this injury before, it usually happens from an injury. Like I'll bail or fucking and I know what's caused it. But I just woke up Friday and I could not move. Like 10% mobility and I could only go certain directions. You know what I mean? And that's from me being fucking like being able to do a lot of different shit. And like even like I love going walks down the woods, but I don't like a lot of people walk. And that's see with the fucking COVID, those woods used to be quiet, right? It used to be I could go a walk down there every day for a week, and I'd maybe see two people throughout that whole week. Now, because everyone's in fucking isolation, everyone's deciding, oh, let's go walk down the woods, and there's fucking people everywhere. And it's cool, like, yeah, I'm glad they're out enjoying nature and that kind of shit, but that, like, we're running out of quiet spots down there. And a lot of time I just like to go and sit and just listen to the quiet and not hear fucking families, like, fucking, yeah, just personal gripe. So, it's time to just get fitter and healthier and see where it takes me, really. And yeah, hopefully get to a point where waking up doesn't cripple me for fucking 3 or 4 days, It's so humbling when you go through an injury like this, and I've had this a couple of times now where you're really like questioning. I actually rolled this doobie to smoke during the podcast, and then I looked down and I had a little bit left from the last one, so that's I'm still gonna smoke weed, but I'm gonna put a time limit on it. I'm only gonna be able to smoke weed through certain periods. Through I'm only going to be able to smoke weed through certain times throughout the day. Um, yeah, one thing just as it popped into my head there, the last episode, turns out there was an audio issue and I could have went in and fixed it, but it would have meant a complete re-upload and I couldn't be fucked. So if you watched it and you noticed it, I'm sorry. I meant to go back in and put like a note on it. I meant to do like that. And I don't know if this is explainable in some way and I'm about to run out of time, but I filmed episode 10 and I finished it. And I was like, all right, I better go on and like promote it on like Facebook and Instagram and that kind of shit. And I never did. It kept popping up in my mind like, oh yeah, I better go do that. And then just, nah. I don't know why. Like, it wasn't any different. There wasn't anything, like, oh, I don't want to put that episode up. But yeah, just didn't promote it. So hopefully I'll promote this one and I won't be a little bitch. Um, and that's the thing, like I've had a couple of different ideas lately for producing more content, and either like I do like doing this, I do like the rambling kind of nature of it, but also want to do things that are more concise and direct. And I don't know if I want to start like a training vlog or that kind of thing, because I've never wanted to be like a cliched working out kind of person, like a gym bunny or a protein bro or some kind of shit like that. Like I love parkour and I love that training, but I hate doing like reps and fucking circuits and that kind of shit, and pull ups and push ups. I fucking hate it, but it's a necessity for me to continue to be training parkour to a good level and have strength and fucking durability and that kind of shit. So I might need to take a more novel approach to my training just to keep myself interested in it, but hopefully that might capture the minds of others, because I will have to put out some kind of content in relation to this ambassador relationship with this sports brand. I don't want to say who it is yet or any of that kind of shit or start promoting them because I'm not in a position yet to do that. I hopefully should be at the start of the month. Next month should be a better month for a lot of reasons. I should be healed. I should be able to do a couple of things, and I should be able to kick off some things that has been in my mind. So it should keep me more focused and that kind of shit. But yeah, we're nearly at the half-hour mark, and don't really know what else to say. So I'm gonna go get some dinner, chill out for a bit. It's a beautiful night, so it should be a nice sunset. We'll go out, have a nice gratitude walk, and I'll be grateful for my podcast, for my viewers, for anyone who watches this and fucking gives me your time. And And that's the other thing, like this whole attitude of gratitude. One of the things that I constantly am grateful for is just I'm grateful for this day, you know, especially in a time like this where people are fucking dying. Well, yeah, they're dying due to corona, but people are dying every fucking day. Remember that diseases, accidents, fucking suddenly just gone. So every day that I get, I'm incredibly thankful for it. Whether something happens, nothing happens, it's still like if nothing happens today, and if I feel like today's a shit day, but tomorrow's a fucking an excellent day, and you know the world falls at my feet, then today is still a good day because I needed to get through today in order to get to tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for every fucking day. I'm grateful for every breath. Grateful for this doobie. Grateful for you guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping.